unfolded truth. As you know, many journalists, by the way, myself included, had some feelings that wasn't the full truth about the Rather situation.
It's a particular moment in time, and someone's viewpoint has to take you through the story. And it's really about the unhealthy crucible between, you know, our politicians, the centralized media ownership, and the readership. Of course, I met Mary and I talked to her at length, and she's a fascinating, compelling person. But it was about her in free fall, and so a film is not a documentary. It's the film's about the demise of investigative journalism. So if the film inspires people to go and read Mary's memoir, or frankly remember that moment in time, which we've all forgotten. We've got such short-term memories, and that's what's wonderful about film, is that I think that's a real provocation for people. I'd never ever see film as being an absolute version of the truth. There's, even by the sin of omission, you know, you're guiding people. But if it inspires people to go back and think about Viacom.
Did meeting her lead you to change the performance, or what point did you meet her?
I was on stage in New York, and she came up to see the show, and we met, and then we Skyped throughout the course of the film. But at a certain point, I had to disconnect and just play because you are playing a character. I mean, you were saying that the other day, Helen, is that you have all these, the people that if you're playing a real life character or a fictional character, they're far more interesting than, you know, the time you have.
And CBS wants to appoint an independent panel to take a look at how the story is put together. And I'm going to announce it tomorrow. I'm going to apologize for the story on air.
Andrew asked you to apologize?
He didn't ask.
Dan, that's surrender.
Ever since Burkett changed his story, Andrew feels that CBS can't afford the risk to its reputation.
Oh, God, he knew. Even before we went down there, he just wanted to get Burkett on tape.
Mary, you got to promise me something. Stop worrying about me.
No, well, that's not going to happen.
You got to protect yourself now.
I would love the opportunity to work with a bigger budget. You know, it's interesting, and we've all made them. Those really low budget gems of pictures which you wouldn't make with any other people. But it's like, you know, say I'm Australian, and I run a theatre company there. I am so proud of the cultural product that is made there and is exported but consumed there. But is it the only country in which I wish to work? No. It's like women want to work with different side. You want to exercise different muscles, and it's that opportunity which is not always afforded. You know that moment where you're trying to get discovered on film, the eureka moment where you make the connection, and then you make that in week 3, and then you fucking lose it. And, you know, everything falls apart, and you go, oh, this is shit. It's the week 3 moment. And on film, that might be take 3, and then you discover it. And then what you do is you rebuild it, but you're rebuilding it together. And I find that's the only way to work. What do you do on Sundays?
Nothing in particular. What do you do?
Oh, nothing lately. I mean, if you'd like to come visit me sometime, you're welcome to. At least there's some pretty country around where I live. Would you like to come visit me this Sunday?
Yes.
What a strange girl you are.
Why?
Flung out of space.
Do you think Carol should have been directed by a woman?
I think working with Todd's like a girlfriend, more than anyone, more than anyone that I've ever met. He has his sense of, and I feel I really connected with him in that way, is that people's gender is not my first point of engagement with them, and it's not with Todd. And if you look at all the great roles that women have played, I mean, he asked me to play Bob Dylan, for fuck's sake. You know, so good. You know, he's so known.